So we're going to put the very first one of, let's put it to the test. And this is going to be the Umbra. Now, there's tons of other builds out here, different ways to put it together. You can choose what you want. But the main thing is, we need to find what is the best specialization for it. Most people run Gunner, and most people run Firewall. Some will put on Grenadier, just depending on what they're doing, what their playstyle is, what their weapons might be, and what they're going to be using it for. Now, honestly, the best one is going to be the Firewall. Now, the reason I say the Firewall is because you're going to have all this armor that's going to come back on regen, so having that extra health on kill really helps. Now, as for your weapons, you can go with ARs like I showed right there. And honestly, the Savage Wolverine works really well with this one because you're going to be wanting to get close to other NPCs and stuff, but having a backup of like Emmeline's Guard or even an SMG is actually going to be better. Now, we'll show that later on and why. But again, having this extra preservation or having a weapon with preservation on there is going to help out because that's going to give you some armor back as you're in cover or out of cover. Now, because you can do that, you can also put on like the busy little bee, get some extra damage out that way by hitting other targets and then going at, you know, as you please. Now, most of everything you have, if you were to put it to crit hit damage to get the most crit hit damage out, is going to help you. Now, it says while in cover, well, first let's go over, it says crit chance and reload speed. Now, doing that allows you to put whatever weapon you want on and give you more crit chance, but the main thing is while out of cover, you're going to build up stacks. Now, we've seen tons of other players try in different videos, again, I'm not going to call them out, but they try to sit there and say that the Pestilence is good on this. We're also going to show that. Now, we have the Memento on here because, again, the Memento is going to give you that armor regen while you're out of cover, and then when you're in cover, it's going to kick into overdrive so you can jump back out of cover and do more damage. Now, while Obliterate on your chest piece will give you the most damage, and as you can see, we got 51% crit chance and 141 crit hit damage, Obliterate's probably the best to go to for this. It's not always best because there's going to be times where you got to run to go kill an enemy, and when you got to go run to kill an enemy, Obliterate basically falls down and you got to restack it back up. So using something like Intimidate or Spotter might be better suited for you and the situation because you can always get that guaranteed damage, but having these two skills on this build actually help it the most. So if we were to put this to the test, again, we're in cover, we got our stack, okay, we come out of cover, we get the kill. Now you see, we get the kill on the last few bullets. Now we've got all that extra damage, we build up our damage, but as you see, Obliterate goes away. That's what I'm talking about. The Obliterate's already gone. While we have the other damage, Obliterate, as you might have to reload and rebuild up your stacks, you could lose it at times. Now, not always will you lose it, but if you can lose it, and then you've got to restack it. As you see, we got to get into cover, we got to restack. By that time, it goes away. So, is Obliterate your best to go to? That's on you as a player. Probably not, but it will give you the most damage. Now, another one we can go with is Spotter. Same thing, putting on the one specialist so we can get this instant laser pointer does help out, but we also lose crit chance, so we got to make sure we have a piece of Seska on. That way we can get our crit chance back that we lose for that 5% to give us basically 10%, and that's going to jump us up a little bit more. So here we go. Again, last bullet, we go back into cover, but this time we don't have to stack anything, we get instantaneous damage. So again, is Obliterate the better talent? Yes, for damage, because you're going to see higher damage numbers. But is the better talent for you and your playstyle? Probably not. So again, also having this will make your shield and your drone last longer because you have that extra skill tier. Now, another version is using the sniper. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but as you can see, we have a drone rush intimidate. But if I take this off and I put on Memento, look, I still have blue armor. Why? Because I'm in cover. The sniper specialist can already proc your intimidate if you're in cover. And since you're in cover, you get armor regen. Pretty nice. So we can get a kill, we can come out of cover, and then basically shoot something, or even while we're in cover, we still get damage because of the sniper specialist. Now, if I take the memento out because I can't build up the stacks in the shooting range, we go to something with the drone rush, but I'm going to use Bellstone because that way I don't get any extra damage. We can also do this. We can be close, out in cover, out of cover, a drone rush, get to keep it the whole time, and so forth. Now, again, that's because you're in combat, you get to keep the damage. It's another great way to use this type of build. Go back into cover, I'm still near an enemy, or I'm in cover and my sniper specialist is getting my intimidate, I get to keep it the whole time. It basically allows you to keep that intimidate. Now, if you get shot and you don't have a drone rush, yeah, that one shot's going to take away that blue armor. You got to get out of cover, go back into cover to get it back, and so forth. But if we have memento stacks, we can build up more damage because we can just go grab tags and keep our adrenaline rush going the whole time. And again, whatever weapon you prefer on here is fine. Honestly, I'm going to say this again, SMGs on this type of build are actually better, but that's going to be player's choice because you're going to want to be out of cover, in cover, and get the most damage out and be close to the NPCs as possible. So again, as you're going over it, you can even use Firewall. Now, Firewall, a lot of people don't know, but the Firewall, going cover to cover, if you go and read some of these talents that are in here for Firewall, going cover to cover will give you blue armor. And it should be down here at the bottom. Plus you can get the nice little striker shield, health on kill. So again, Firewall is the better talent to go to. As you can see, here's the health on kill. You get 30%. You get the striker shield, so you can get more damage when you come out of cover. And again, there's that one. Now again, the sniper specialist down here is that's the extra armor gained while in cover. So again, here's another way to get the intimidate out if you wanted to use that. You won't get any of this extra headshot damage, but you will get the stability, the reduced recoil, and faster acquisition of targets. So again, these two are probably your best, but your better one is going to be the Firewall. Plus the med kit also really does help out when you need it to kick in. You can have armor regen while you're in cover, as well as put a med kit on, and just basically it kind of feels like Berserk Clutch, which we'll also get into another idea of that later on. And again, you can use this for killing enemies, grants 10% armor, get a little bit more armor, a little bit faster on the reload, but that's about it. Plus you can regain ammo as we speak. So again, these two are probably your best ones, but Firewall's best. So I'm going to demonstrate where this build excels and where it falls down. We're going to use Potato Mac, as Gator would call it, or Potomac Event Center, and DCD headquarters. Now, a lot of people like to show Federal Emergency Bunker because those ads are really easy to kill, but I'm not going to do that. We're going to show DCD headquarters on any one of these videos that I produce later on because it's close quarters, and then for open quarters, we'll go to Potomac Event Center. So the first one we're going to test out is the spotter version because, one, the spotter is guaranteed damage. We don't have to worry about losing anything, nothing like that. Now, where this excels is going to be in close quarters, this build. As for open quarters, not so much, but at the same time, it can because you get to keep the damage no matter what. But depending on the weapon that you want to use, again, I'm using the one for close and personal, so I got to be up by 7 meters. So again, this is where picking your proper, weapon, your proper talents that you want on your build, this is where these kinds of things will be excelling and where they're not. So again, as you can see, we can keep building up blue armor, which also would allow us to do a drone rush intimidate, as you can see. So we grab a tag, we got our adrenaline rush if we wanted to, but we're using spotter right now. Now come on, let me up. As you can see, spotter would allow me, because again, if I wasn't using adrenaline rush intimidate, they are shooting me in the ass, they're all over the place, and again, this is where this build works better in close quarters. because this does not allow these ads to maneuver around as much and allows you to be up in their face doing the most damage. So this build, no matter what you use it for, is better in the close quarters combat than it will be out in open world. And as you can see, again, you'd have to run over here, get the kill, hope to God your adrenaline rush isn't gone by then, so you don't lose your intimidate. So again, that's where sometimes some of these talents come into place. Now we have to build up our stacks to get the most damage again. So that's why I'm saying going in and out of cover, being close to the enemies is more beneficial. And boom. So that's this version. So now we're going to go to something a little bit more close quarters,
Looks like they're coming
and we're
from
going to show
the
that
DCD
with a lot of
complex.
enemies, which is going to be
Whatever's
right here.
happening over there, we need to shut it down.
It's a little bit more sparse open, but we can still get the close quarters feel. So we build up our stacks, we're in combat, we come out.
Don't have time for this shit. Next one.
And you see, with this, it's a lot easier. A lot easier. Yes, I do also have full stacks on my Memento on this version, but as you can see, we can actually, at some times like that right there, face tank this guy. Get him out of cover, go into cover, build up some stacks because we're down to no damage. Kill him, and it's that easy. Now, I'm also going to show y'all up here another thing as well, where sometimes, even with this build, no matter how good you can make it, you can't just face tank anything. Alright, build up some stacks. Here we go. You can see, he will still shred you down. Even with a maxed out momentum, but you can see we get our armor back pretty quick. That's where the shield and the drone will come into play when you can't face tank certain ads. Now, I keep seeing this. I'm not trying to call out anybody, but you're trying to use the Pestilence on this with Glass Cannon and Vigilance. So, we're going to put this to the test, like I said, and we're going to see if their claim is that the Pestilence tick increases as we get the damage. Now, I'm going to state this right now. It does not. So you are lying to the community, but we're going to prove it. So we're going to put it to the test and show everybody that you're lying. 727 right now. It transfers over. Oh, no, didn't transfer over. Let's put it at 10. Let's put everything at 10. Set these for this just in case it transfers over to them, which I hope it doesn't. I hope it transfers back to the main. This should max out at 770, and then it'll stay at 770 even when I come out of cover. Okay, 727 on the health. It's still hitting for the health. 727, please jump back. Good. 770, there it is. 770, what, 908? I'm out of cover. 770, 908. In cover. Max out the stacks. It's still 770, 908. So, yeah, that's false. So, we'll do this again. Just for one more time in case someone thinks that I was lying and I came out of cover. Again, we're doing this all right now. One whole piece. Build this up. Hopefully it transfers over, kills that and transfers back. Okay, there it is. It's on him. 770, 908, full stacks. It's building up. It's building up. 770, 908 maxes. So again, Pestilence not the best. What I found to be the best is probably the Dark Winter and the Emmeline's Guard. Now, the reason why I say these two are probably the best for me is because you get this extra crit hit damage. You already have the maxed out crit chance. This allows you to put on a piece of Sokolov, get more weapon damage out. You can even put Obliterate because it's going to stack because you have 60% crit chance. And you have all this crit hit damage that this perk from out of the, you know, that right there is going to make this feel even stronger. This should hit for about 400 or something like that on average. But again, because you can stack this so well and so fast with your kills, as well as Obliterate, it's quick to gain. SMGs are your better go-to on this. So let's demonstrate here, and then we'll do a mission with this version. Alright, we're in cover to build up stacks. I'm out of cover. Now we got that. 407. Like I said, and look, we're just, I mean, you're glassing it so fast. And this is with 3 blues, or maybe even 4 blues and 3 reds. So you can increase this to more reds if you wanted to. And we can keep it by going into cover, out of cover, by being closer to the enemies with SMGs. Now, another version I've found personally is doing the old school like Berserk clutch, but you're using the clutch piece, the perfect clutch, which I happen to have a blue one, and then doing Obliterate on your chest for that, and then having all this extra crit hit damage. Now, we've literally maxed out as much on here. So if you find one of these chest pieces or backpacks where you can trade the crit chance for like weapon handling, you can do so and you'll still be at 60. So I've got 6% more crit chance that I don't need. So that's on you. That'll give you a little bit extra weapon handling so you can aim, hit a little bit faster, reload faster, all that. And you see, we're just still glassing even with the perfect clutch. Now here's the cool part about the perfect clutch that's on this. Watch your armor come up. So we get the kill, we got the clutch to kick in. Look at how fast we gain our armor. Now imagine that in cover as well. You can still have the damage and keep your clutch going while in cover. So let's demonstrate. Look at this. We're building up stacks for this, and we're getting kills at the same time to keep our clutch going and the armor regen. It's a lot of fun to run it this way. And you see, boom. I mean, we're still gaining armor all the time. And then we have Firewall, so if we get the kill, we also get health back at the same time, you know, to kind of help bring back your health. So let's demonstrate again, because this is a close quarter build. Let's demonstrate the clutch right here in the close quarters area. Alright, we got a kill, we got our clutch.
You will suffer.
And you see, even as they were shooting me, I was gaining a little bit of armor. And again, the drone and the shield will allow you to prevent them from taking or doing some damage to you, to allow you to also get your clutch to kick in. Now let's see if we can demonstrate this while he shoots me, please. Yes. He didn't continuously shoot me, but again, the shield will block some of that damage. So again, you can go with a memento or the perfect clutch if you wanted to. This, the way this is set up, I have it with the Sokolov and the
terminal
Devil's
detected.
Due backpack.
See if you
This
can hook Isaac into
feels
that
like
terminal and get us
old
some
school
intel.
Berserk Clutch. This really does feel like it. And we don't have an LMG guy. Damn it. I was going to try to demonstrate that again.
They're headed through the admin terminal. Stop them!
But yeah, that's what it feels like.
Bye, have a great time.